Hi guys, welcome back to Graceful Beauty. My name is Sherry and today I want to share with you my love of essences. Now these aren't all of the ones that I own, these are just a few of them, but I just want to talk to you a little bit about why I love them so much and their benefits, and then I'm just going to quickly show you how I apply essences to my face. So before we get started, I'm sure some of you are probably wondering, wow, what is that luxurious outfit that she has on? Well, I thought I'd get fixed up for you guys today and put on my favorite outfit of all time. The designer is Ulta, and this is Free Robe with Fragrance Purchase. So, okay, this isn't fancy, but it's pretty darn comfortable, and this is what I'm gonna wear while I apply my essences for you today. So if you're someone like me, and maybe you're wondering, I just don't get it, what is the point of an essence? Because after all, it's just looks like water and it feels like water coming out. So yes, essences, they do kind of seem like water. Now there are some that are more viscous, but the essences that I use have the consistency, the texture of water, because that's what I like for my skin. I know essences sometimes can get a little confusing, especially when you talk about toners and essences and serums. And so for today's video, I'm not going to go in depth of what I've learned with the difference between all of them. I just specifically want to talk about essences because this is something that has completely changed my skin over the past few months. So basically what essences are, they are chock full of really good nutrients and ingredients, and since it's got that lightweight consistency to it, it penetrates down into your skin and it just plumps up your skin. But what is so amazing about it is if you love your face creams, using an essence, this will prepare your skin to receive those face creams so that they will absorb better into your skin. Essences are great whether you have oily skin or dry skin, and I typically have oily skin that is acne prone, but sometimes it's not necessarily dry, it's just dehydrated. Have you ever put on your face cream and you just feel like it's sitting on your skin, and even though your face cream is chock full of all kinds of amazing ingredients, it just doesn't seem to want to penetrate down into your skin? Well, that's the problem that I was having. So I just want to show you a quick little demonstration of what essences virtually can do for your skin. Like I said, if you're putting on your moisturizers and creams and night creams and serums and potions and they just feel like they're not really doing anything for your skin and they're just sitting on the surface, you might really benefit from using essences in your skincare routine. Or if you're someone like me and you do have oily skin, acne prone skin, and you don't really want to use heavy creams, I do like some serums, but you don't want to put all those creams on and it feels like your face is heavy and your pores are clogged and you just look greasy. But you don't want that dehydrated looking skin. You want plump, juicy, glowing skin, and when you touch it, it just bounces back. Essences are so amazing for my skin that's oily and acne prone because when I layer them on, and I like to layer 7, 8, 9, 10 of them, sometimes I just do a couple, but I have gotten to where I've built up and I've layered more and more on. Sometimes I don't even need a moisturizer, I don't even need other serums. I just use those active ingredients that are in the essences and my skin feels plump and juicy afterwards. So this is a dry sponge. It's a clean sponge. I took it out of the package, I wet it, and then I let it dry in the sun. So this is kind of like, you know, what our face feels like sometimes after we wash it. I know that's how my face feels sometimes right after I wash it. So say you wash your face and then you pat it dry, and now your pH is all off since you've just washed it and used tap water. You want to put something on it to get the pH back to where it needs to be, so that's why I use a toner. Then you pile on your moisturizer and you feel like, oh my gosh, my face still feels dry underneath. Well, let me just show you. I'm just going to use a body moisturizer that I don't really care for. So my skin feels dry, so I'm just going to slap on some moisturizer and try to make it nice and soft. I mean, let's just get it all down the sides too. Now, I don't know if you can really see this, but this still is a dry sponge just with a layer of moisturizer sitting on top of it. So if you're spending a lot of money on your moisturizers but you just don't feel like they're working, this might be what's really happening to your skin underneath. It's just staying hard and dry with a layer of moisturizer sitting on top. So it's actually been a couple minutes, and if you look at this sponge, I don't know if you can tell, but this side where I have the cream, it's actually still just dry skin or a dry sponge underneath it. Well, since essences have the consistency of a water basically, let's just see what happens when I put a little bit of water from this bowl onto this side of our skin or our sponge. So I'm just gonna dip a little bit of it in the water and see what happens. And instantly, when I put this in the water, you can see, I'm gonna put the water down real quick. Instantly, you can see where this side of the sponge is now plump, it's juicy, and of course you're not going to dip your whole face in essence, but I just kind of wanted to give you a demonstration of what happens to your skin. And look, this side where you put all this expensive cream, your skin is still dry and hard and cracky underneath. And this side, you just put the essence, it's plump, it's juicy, and it looks like glowing lit from within skin. Granted, this doesn't look like glowing lit from within skin, but you get the point. So if you think of your skin as this sponge demonstration, now it'll kind of make sense what the essences do. So now on this sponge, this side that's plump and juicy, that has the essences on it, and this side is still hard and cracky, I'm gonna put a little bit of moisturizer on this side and see if the moisturizer just sits on top or if it now soaks down into the skin. So we'll put some moisturizer on the top here and rub it in the same way we did the other one. Now, as you can see, the moisturizer is soaking down in there because this essence has plumped up the skin and it's allowing your skin or the sponge to receive the creams and the serums. And this side is still hard and crunchy. So now I just want to show you how I layer my essences. And this is not a long, drawn-out skincare routine when I do it. I know it seems longer when I do it on the video because I'm talking the whole time. And I'm just going to briefly show you which essences I am currently loving. Now, when I started out, I didn't start layering 7 or 10 different essences on my face after I would double cleanse with an oil, then a cleanser, and then tone my face. I just started out with one single essence, and then I finished with my serums and, creams, things like that. There is a proper technique of how to layer all of your skincare also. I can do a whole nother video on that if anybody is interested, but just basically to make it easy for you, just think thinnest to thickest. So after you've cleansed your face and you've put on a toner, don't start putting on a thick cream first and then try to put on an essence. So whatever the consistency, the texture of the product is, if it's thinner, that goes on first, then the thicker next, then thicker next, and the thickest goes on at the end. And then of course at the very, very end is always sunscreen. This is the one that I started out with. This one's by Caudalie. This is their concentrated brightening essence. And this one I believe has some glycolic acid. I don't think it's hardly any glycolic acid because honestly I was able to use this on the nights when I would use my Retin-A and I didn't get any peeling. So for me, for my skin really, really enjoyed this. So I'm going to show you the order in which I like to apply my essences, and I switch it up all the time. And again, you don't have to use a ton of different ones. You could just use one single essence. I don't do this whole process of layering my essences every single day. I pretty much do use an essence every day, maybe one, maybe two, but when I layer them all, I maybe do that, I don't know, 3 times a week, and it just depends, know what your skin is needing. So after I've used my oil cleanser, then I've washed my face, and then I've put on my toner, the first essence that I like to use is one that I wish I didn't love so much, but this is by SK-II. This is their facial treatment essence. I'm almost out of it. I love this so much. Now, I know I always say I like to use products that don't have parabens in it, and this does have parabens, I think, at the end of the ingredients list, but it literally brightens my skin. It makes my skin so plump, so glowing. I mean, I can just use this by itself. I only take like 3 drops, usually 3 to 5 drops. I do not use a cotton pad or a swab to put this on my face and rub it because you're not trying to wipe off any dirt or anything with an essence. You're just patting it into your skin so that these nutrients and antioxidants and all these good skin-loving ingredients that are in the essences are getting pressed down into your skin. So I just do 3 drops because this is expensive, so I don't want to waste it. And then I just press my hands together a little bit, and then I just pat it on. And you don't want to be like, oh, smacking your face hard. Just, lightly pat it on. And then I get my forehead. And when I first started using it, I thought I needed to fill up my hand and have it soaking wet. But then I started doing more research and I realized that you don't need to do that. I mean, your skin just needs a few drops and it absorbs really nicely. Now, if you want to do like this Korean 7 skin or the 7 toner method, you could keep using the same product, the same essence or the same toner, and just keep layering it up 7 times. Or you could just do 3 times or 5 times, or whatever works for you. I'd start out slow if you're new to using them. And already just from doing that one essence with the SK2, my face feels not sticky, but it's just plumping up. I can just feel it. It's like how we put the sponge in the water. That's what my skin is starting to do already. The next one that I really love, this one's also pricey, but I love this one so much. And I've had this one for a few months, so you can see, and I use probably too much. I use more than I should. So this should last you a really long time. But if you want to buy something that's really good and you don't mind spending a little more, get this one by Amore Pacific. This is their vintage single extract essence because it doesn't have a bunch of crazy ingredients in it. This is just fermented green tea and just a couple other little ingredients in here, but that's the main thing in here. And this stuff is so nice. And you don't want to sit and wait for it to dry forever like what I'm doing since I'm talking. You can just keep layering it one after the other. Not when it's dripping off your face, and if it's dripping off your face you put too much on. But you can just keep layering one after the other. Wait a few seconds, in between. Then I just take a few drops of my Amore Pacific, the vintage single extract, and that was a little more than a few drops. And then same thing, I just pat it in. And I don't really get like on top of my eyes, but I like to get around my eyes and on my eyebrows. But sometimes when I'm just going real fast, I just slap it on and it's never bothered my eyes. And then what I would do is, if I want to just stick with these two, I just immediately do this one again. Not immediately, it's a few seconds. It's already starting to dry. And I'm just patting it in. Then I like to put on my Tatcha Plumping Skin Essence. And again, you don't have to do it in this exact order. This is just, what I like to do. This one is a concentration of pure micronutrients. It says it softens and plumps your skin with deep hydration. And it really does. Your skin is so plump and soft after this. And, on here it says it prepares your skin to use the rest of their skincare. And it really does. Like the demonstration I showed you with the sponge. If you put these essences on first, or again, you can just use one essence. You don't have to do as many I'm doing. But if you really want your skincare to soak in and you want to see a big difference in your skin, just go get one of these and then just layer it a few times and then keep building it up until your skin, gets used to it, and then see how your regular skincare performs. And the next one is the Caudalie. This is their concentrated brightening essence, and I'm going to put this one on next. And again, I just put a few little drops, and then I just start patting it in my skin. And already my skin, it just feels so good. Some days I don't even put serums and moisturizers on afterwards because this is enough. So the next one I like to put on, this is a really nice one, and this isn't too expensive if you wanted to start out with something like this, but this is the Mad Hippie Hydrating Nutrient Mist, and this has some nice ingredients in it. It has hesperidine and it has hyaluronic acid, and it comes in a spray, but if you just spray it on your face, let me just show you what it'll look like. It's like foamy because this has like fermented ingredients in it also, so that might freak you out if you spray it on your face. So just spray a couple pumps in your hand, and same as with the other ones, then I just pat it in. And this one doesn't have an amazing scent to it, but I don't really buy skincare based on what smells good because I typically don't like fragrance in my skincare anyway. I don't know if you guys can tell already, but my skin, it's plumped up, it's juicy, it's glowing, and it's not oily. This is not like water or oil that's on my face right now. This is just glowing and healthy because it's so hydrated now. And if I wanted to put other serums or other moisturizers on, now, remember the sponge, now they would penetrate my skin better and not just sit on the surface. So the next one is Missha. It's their Time Revolution, and I'm sure you see all over that everybody says Missha Time Revolution is a dupe for the SK2. Well, my skin is saying no, it's not a dupe. So maybe for some people it works great, and I sure wish it was a dupe for me because it's so much more inexpensive than the SK-II. But I got this one in the First Treatment Essence Mist. Now, I did not like this for my face. I have used this probably 10 times, and I, wait a few days and then I use it again. Every time I use it, and I've used it only at night, I wake up with little bumps all over my face. They go away, after, halfway through the day, but I can only narrow it down to being this product. This comes out in a really nice mist, a very fine mist, but I don't want to throw this out, so I like the way my skin feels, so I spray it on my chest, and I do it on my shoulders and on my neck. I just don't put it on my face anymore. What essences are you guys using? Which ones are you loving? Because there are so many other ones that I really, really want to try. I can't buy everything that I love. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions about essences and how to use them, or if I can answer any questions that might help you, please leave me a comment down below because I really, really enjoy hearing from you guys. If you haven't subscribed already, I hope you will consider subscribing. And if you want to know when I post a new video, just tap that little bell when you click the subscribe button. Or at the end of this video, you can click my face and then tap the bell then. If you liked this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great day.